Zack, and this is Harvard, and we're sitting here in the casino doing our little show here. And man, I tell you what, it's been off to a good start. And hey, my grandkids got me the Papa, I am a legend. You know what? 14 grandkids and 2 great grandkids, and 35 years is pretty much the dean of the Las Vegas sports books, handicapping. You know, it's amazing when I started out as a young kid, and to last betting at this window 34 years in a row, and I haven't had to go to the ATM machine. My wife's appreciative of that. What we're going to do is get into the Baylor-Texas game. Wow, what Baylor's 6-0. They're it seems like they're just running things up, playing well. Defense is only allowing 17 points per game. They got some problems, but nothing that maybe Texas blowout won't hurt them. Texas is 3-4. They're all kinds of trouble with Charlie down there.
Yep.
And Baylor's won 7 straight. They've won 7 of their last 8 road games. That's pretty impressive when you can get on the road and win. Anybody can win at home. Seth Russell, though, you know what? This quarterback.
What was the loss? Oklahoma, right?
Huh?
What was the loss? The loss to Oklahoma last year?
Yeah. But, Seth Russell, he's only completing 57% of the passes. And you know what? Texas in the Big 12, they're number 2 in sacks. They can get after the quarterback. You really pay the defense is giving up 33 points per game for Texas. And Texas is 6-1 against the spread the last 7 home games. And you know what? I think you're going to pay a premium taking Baylor. Baylor's 4-0 against the spread the last 4 times they've bet Texas, and they're 5-1 against the spread versus Texas. But you know what? They lost to Texas last year. And let's look into a couple other numbers with Baylor. Everybody thinks, wow, they're number 7, 8 in the country. They're 6-0. They're going for they've won 7 straight, going for number 8. But you know what? They haven't played anybody. And when they did play somebody, they played Oklahoma State and they struggled. They played Iowa State, who's 1-6, and they could barely beat them 45-42. I really think that Texas is going to be. You know what? They're giving everything they got. They're leaving on the field. And I think the president of Texas, he came out and said, you know what, Charlie, don't worry about a thing. It takes time. Your guys are competing. That's all he wanted to see. And in every game, I think you can say they're competing. And if you can do that, you know what, there's guys, and I tell you what, there was one class where they had 3 people that were redshirt freshmen, and they were offered, and had they gone ahead and fired the coach at that time, it would have been disaster, because 4 years later, same Texas team graduated 4 years later and sent 13 of those same freshmen to the pros.
Wow.
So it takes time. You can't just judge it right then.
Yeah.
What do you see this game at?
Yeah, I think it's a tough game, definitely. Big 12 is not my forte. I think I probably had, over the last 2-3 years, maybe less than 3 plays in the Big 12 conference. But this one here, I think, could possibly be a premium play. You've got the Baylor squad. I think there's a little bit of devaluation, like you said, based on the sideline. Art Briles obviously fired. They had that turmoil scandal that was going on for years that cost him his job. But they're winning still. The talent is still there, and I think sometimes you have that carryover effect. They got out of it. Instead of losing those early season games, they won them, and right now they're on that cusp of maybe getting into that contention again, just like they were last year. Well, last year they were overinflated because they had the same signals on the field. In Texas, I'll tell you what, they are just not a good team. Let's just say it out it is. We watched them against Notre Dame. They shouldn't have beat them. Against Cal, they blew that lead, lost, and they've just looked sloppy all season long. The quarterback situation's been unsettled all year. That defense is not a Charlie Strong defense. And I think it goes back to what you were saying on recruits a little bit. Charlie Strong is one of those coaches, he should have stayed at Louisville. Look at Bobby Petrino, look at the talent he has there. And Charlie Strong had that network that he could recruit where he was based. They'd go down to Florida, they'd go down to anywhere they wanted on that East Coast, and they would get the talents. They'd get the blue chip guys from Florida's that hotbed, other areas, but now that you're in Texas, you're competing with everybody in the Big 12, you're competing with everybody on the West Coast, and he's struggling to get those recruits that he could get back east. And that's just the way it is. It's as simple as that. And unfortunately, it's probably going to cost him his job sooner than later. And I think this is a game that, when the line looks too good to take 3.5 with the underdog, you shouldn't take it. I think Baylor's going to show their potency this week, and Charlie Strong's going to have that same look he's had all season on the sidelines.
Well, we'll see. And talking about seeing, last week I had my Big 12 game underdog game of the year, and Texas Tech got the win and the cover, and well, at least the cover. Came back Sunday with Miami. You know, I played Miami back-to-back weeks. I had them against Pittsburgh, and then I had Buffalo. And this week, here's what I want you to do. I got my one and only game of the year, the granddaddy of them all. That's the one that you really want. There's 2 ways to win. First of all, go ahead at the bottom. You'll see where you can email me. And I got my college game of the year, $99. And I'm going to have to win this game. Not only win the game, but win it by 7 points over your spread, or you get all my free plays emailed every Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, every single day, all the way through December the 1st. Nobody likes to work for free. That's how strong I like this game. And the reason I say there's 2 ways to win, let's say I win the game, but I only win it by 4, 5, 6. Hey, then you win the game, you collect your bet, and you still get free service through December 1st. So email me, just title it Harvard, and we'll get you set up.